Yo, what's good, family? What's good? It's your man Gerard B with Gerard B TV, man. Here with another one for y'all. Today we gonna talk about the biggest question in Commander Land, right? Everything that's what revolves around, right? Is Jayden Daniels gonna start this Sunday? Right? Reports across the league, they all saying the same thing. JD ain't been cleared for contact yet. But you know what's the wild part? We ain't really gonna know nothing until Friday because ain't nobody even at practice watching these boundaries, right? He could have been full practice all this time, low key, or not, and we wouldn't know, right? Ashburn, they keep a tight lid on things out there. But what it really does come down to is one single doctor's evaluation, right? That's gonna decide everything about Week 14 and really the tenor of the final stretch of the season. Granted, the entire energy of the team, you know what I'm saying, is kind of based off this decision because, you know, think about it for a second. Your leader, he coming back. Regardless if it's a lost season or not, you get to play with your guys. You know what I'm saying? You get to play with your guys. Right? So today, man, we breaking it all down. What the reports are saying, what's clear for contact really mean. All right. The timeline, the risks, the scenarios, and my honest take on whether or not my man Lisan Al Gaid should play if he's given the green light. Man, let's rap about it, man. Let's rap about it. All right, so we all know the facts, right? Against the Seattle Seahawks, he dislocated his elbow, gruesome ass injury, right, to his non-throwing arm. Horrible. My stomach hurt. It was bad. I hate the fact that they showed that joint a million times. You literally can Google JD, and one of the first images that pops up is that damn elbow. Man, dude is pliable. Because a few days later, that arm looked regular. Hey, but according to Heavy.com, okay, shout out Lake Lewis at Heavy.com, doctors, they determined that there was no ligament damage, right? Which is why he avoided surgery. Again, the pliability of the boy, the flexibility in his arms and whatnot. Like the boy is like Stretch Armstrong, if you remember them joints when we was a kid. The little joints, we stretch them joints all the way out. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, the Washington Post, though, right? The Washington Post, they actually said that his timeline, his return timeline has shifted multiple times, right? And that's kind of true if you think about it. And you know how Dan Quinn does things when it comes to, you practicing, you're not playing that week that you first get back, you know, and things of that nature. Most players, they getting right back in the mix, right? So that means the recovery ain't been A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. It ain't been as simple as we might have been led to believe, or it hasn't been. A lot of smoke, you know. Ashburn, we good for throwing smoke. So you really don't know what's going on, right? But he is back at practice. We don't know how long he actually been back at practice, again, because the media, they not out there like that, right? He has been limited, quote unquote, throwing, moving, staying sharp. But listen, not being clear for contact, that's the real hurdle that he got to get over. And we obviously going to hear from DQ later today on whether or not how he's doing. Obviously, we won't find out anything really until Friday. Again, figuring out when he gets to the podium. If he comes to the podium on Friday, we know we got our guy. If he don't, he's not going to be there, right? That's really the moment we waiting on as a franchise. Is our franchise going to be out there or not? Okay? So let's talk about what clear for contact really means, okay? Let's talk about what clear for contact really means. Now, what that really means is, you know, simulated hits, bag drills, bracing for falls, ball security pressure, as well as the full range of motion tests, okay? So we're not talking about like if you were a lineman or a linebacker, right? You actually, when they say simulated hits, you gotta take tackling hits and things like that. Simulated hits to him is gonna be them walking by, tapping his elbow, tapping his shoulder, tapping his hip, and things like that as he's throwing the ball, just touching him and seeing how his body reacts to it, right? Bracing for falls, he definitely got to do that because you definitely gonna fall in that off arm, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Ball security pressure, got to make sure that he can squeeze it still, right? You got to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get it. Pause. Hey, in full range of motion because that elbow was bent in the wrong damn way. All right, so we know it got motion. right? But we didn't like that motion that it went, that range that it was going. We didn't like it that way. So it's not about whether the elbow feels fine when he's throwing. It's about it when he's taking a hit, when he's getting driven into the turf, right? Can he brace himself? Because you know JD gonna run. If he can't play like himself, he's not gonna be out there, right? So he's gonna be out there running amongst the 280, 300-pound linemen, and you know they definitely gonna tackle him. And as you see, they like to twist our boy up. So he got to be able to protect himself and to show that he can do that. That's really the only question that he's ever going to see about his game. Can he keep himself protected? That's every quarterback, to be honest with you. Can you keep yourself protected? Because your team goes as the quarterback goes. But if the answer to any of these questions is nah, not yet, or almost, he ain't gonna be clear, baby. He ain't gonna be clear, and it's that simple, right? That's why I gotta wait till Friday, right? That's why we won't know nothing. We won't know. They might even throw some smoke at us on Friday. You know what I'm saying? But I doubt it. They ain't trying to catch no NFL fines, but they gonna wait as long as possible to let us know. So that press conference on Friday, I know it's gonna have a million views, right? But the context behind why all this matters is we 3-9, right? So we not playing for the playoffs, right? Terry McLaurin just came off his best game of the season. DQ, he's finally hitting his stride as a play caller, right? Will Harris returned. That was a good thing to see. You seeing some of the young guys get active. They're getting some opportunities. The locker room got pride still. They showing that brotherhood, that gumption that they had before, right? So it's still energy. They still got that fight, that dog in them now. Wolf, you know what I'm saying? But no matter how you slice it, we not playing for playoff seeding, baby, right? We playing for identity. We playing for 2026. Who gonna be that core, them commander core? You know what I'm saying? Again, we gonna have an EP dropping about that eventually because that is something I'm very, very intrigued by. What the commander core is gonna look like, right? We gonna show you what the commander core was going into this season, and then we gonna see how it could potentially evolve. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna put that up graphically for y'all, but that's gonna be a good video, real evergreenish. But this would make the Jayden Daniels decision even more complicated because ask yourself this: do you put your franchise QB back on the field in a 3-9 season? If it's anything less than 100%, of course not. But even if he's 100%, do you play him still? Right? Some people say, what's the point? Joe Burrow and JD, they cut from different cloths. They said the point is the point. That is the point. I'm a football player, right? So a lot of the reports out there, of course, they saying it's encouraging and things of that nature regarding him, how he's been limited in practice and things of that nature, not being cleared yet, right? So let's just think about this scenario. He gets cleared Friday, he starts. The odds makers is going to be going crazy. If you're looking at the numbers is changing throughout the week because they believe in he going to get cleared, right? If he doesn't get cleared and sits another week, odds makers will change even further. But now, if the team plays it safe and shuts him down, yo, I don't know if we ready for that as a fan base. Like, y'all talking about it, but I don't think that's really something that y'all want to happen because what y'all gonna want to, y'all ain't gonna want to watch them football games like that. Mariota, he cool, man. I like Mariota, but I really want to see JD5 because shit, he our franchise. He the future. He the present. He the now. He the next. You know? That's kind of what I want to see. I want to see us continue to grow. But should he start if he gets cleared? I believe so. If he 100% start the man, let him play. Get that growth on him, right? He a competitor. He not about to go down lightly, bro. He not gonna go down lightly, bro. He been engaged. He been vocal. Y'all saw him on the Hard Knocks joint. I'm about to rewatch that joint a little later after I get done with a little work. But listen, you know he frustrated about missing games, man. His peers is out here getting it in, and he at the crib. He don't like that, bro. Even when you was watching him on the big screen, when they called him up in the sweet box, he was looking miserable up that jump. It wasn't until he got on the field, on the sideline with his boys, that he started getting fired up. But listen, as long as he's clear and he got the green light, I'm with it. If he does not have the green light and that bitch is yellow, hey, bro, protect the franchise, okay? Protect the franchise. So really there it is. There it is. All in a nutshell. Protect the franchise, but don't scorn my boy. All right. You gotta protect him from himself, but at the same time, allow him to be him. Okay? So listen, fam, I want to hear from y'all. If he gets cleared Friday, should he start on Sunday? Or should we play it safe, man, and protect him long term? Drop your thoughts below. Drop your thoughts below for your boy. I'm replying to everybody that hop in the comment section. So hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Stay locked in with your boy Gerard BTV. We here, man. We here. We back. We all the way back, man. And I'm loving my new setup and everything like that, man. So listen, want y'all to make sure y'all enjoy this breakdown, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one for sure. And we out.